How's it going, guys? I'd like to talk a bit about the EXP changes they made in yesterday's patch. Honestly, I wanted to do a video yesterday after I played a couple of rounds after experiencing the patch, but I decided no, I'd wait it out, I'd wait the day, I'd play it for the day, and then decide tomorrow when I've had a chance to experience it more thoroughly. And now that I have, I can say that I'm just as pissed about the changes now as I was when I first experienced the changes. Basically, the changes have been that bandaging and reviving have been changed. Bandaging used to give you 250 EXP, now it only gives you 25 EXP. Reviving a teammate used to give you 200 EXP, now it only gives you 25. When you killed an enemy squad leader, you used to get 200 EXP, now you get nothing. When you hit an enemy, you used to get the same amount of damage. Like, say you do 50 damage, you would have gotten 50 EXP. Now you don't get that EXP unless the enemy dies. So you see, I only got the EXP there that he died. I done 15 damage to Nova, didn't get it. 42 damage, didn't get it. You see, you only get the EXP now when they die. However, if you hit someone and they go away to bandage up, you don't get any of that EXP if they then die after they bandage. And the reason why I find this to be really stupid, and I don't like these changes at all. Now, I should say in advance, these changes are having minimal effect at best on myself and all of the more experienced, higher tiered players. We're barely going to see any difference whatsoever from these changes. The changes are affecting all of the casual players, the average players, the lesser skill players. They're seeing the worst of these changes. You know, the players who are happy just to finish a round with 2 or 3 kills, a handful of kills. They're the people who are being punished quite a lot because of this. I just kill this guy and get my sword back. Basically, the changes they brought about because people were farming EXP. Because, you know, you'd have people hit each other, bandage each other, hit each other, bandage each other. And honestly, it's the minority of the player base that does that. And when I say minority, I am literally talking less than 1%. Out of all the hours I have put into this early access, I have encountered maybe 5, 6 tops that have exploited the EXP system to farm it like that. And judging by what other people are saying, they've rarely ever seen anyone do it too. So it's a really stupid thing. They've brought in these changes and all it's doing is punishing the honest and regular player more than it's punishing the farmers and exploiters. The farmers and exploiters, they're still going to find a way to exploit the system to gain EXP. Now that you've removed bandaging and EXP from them, what's to stop them from just all going with two-handed axes, bringing hard hitter and insta-killing each other? Sure, it's going to be slower, but they're still going to get a lot of EXP from it. Insta-killing someone, you're going to get 250, 350 EXP total out of it. So they're just going to do that instead to farm EXP. And what then? Are they then going to turn around and nerf the EXP you get for insta-killing? It leads down a very dark path. Back to the days of War of the Roses. The grind in that, if you remember. Because every time someone finds a new way to exploit EXP, they're going to, what? Nerf the EXP, which in the long run, all it does is screw over the honest player and makes the grind harder for them. Because if anyone remembers War of the Roses, the grind in that game was horrendous. It was an absolute nightmare. There are people who have put 400 hours into the game and not hit level 60. Fixie, for example, 405 hours in War of the Roses, never hit level 60. Decoy, over 700 hours in War of the Roses, he's only level 58. Still didn't hit level 60. Now granted, he doesn't care about the levels, but the point still stands. To put so much time into the game and not hit the cap level is just ridiculous. It's unacceptable, and from the looks of it, they want the EXP gain to be just as slow as War of the Roses. Now, another reason these changes are very stupid, for the lower tier players, the average players, the lesser skill players, the casual players, you know, like I said, the people who are happy just to get a handful of kills, who are delighted over the moon just to get a handful of kills in a single round. You know, the people who relied heavily on bandaging teammates, reviving teammates to make up most of their score, since they're not so great at fighting, they're the people who are being punished the most out of this, and that's why I really don't like these changes. And no matter how many times I try to explain this to some people, they're blindly defending the changes, saying, well, maybe they should just learn to play and get better. Well, not everybody is going to be amazing at the game. Some people are always going to be in that lower tiered bracket. Oh, that was close. And for example, there are a few groups of people. Some people are for the changes, and I can see why they're for the changes. The changes have effectively stopped farming for the moment. That's not to say they're going to stop farming forever. You know they're going to find another way. If someone wants to cheat, exploit, and farm, they will find a way to do it.
Right, Saxon.
And not only has it affected the lower tier players from getting scores, from getting a decent score, it has hurt teamwork as well. Now, I would rather have someone help me or help a teammate for selfish reasons than not help each other at all. Now you're thinking, how has this affected teamwork? Well, now that bandaging and reviving is only worth 25 EXP each, people aren't bandaging and reviving each other as often as they used to. Even before, when it was 200 EXP for a revive, 250 for a bandage, you know, most people would just run right over you without trying to heal you, without trying to revive you. And now that the EXP is worthless, it's only 25, more and more people are not even trying to assist their teammates, because why put your neck on the line to revive a teammate, basically becoming an arrow magnet for 25 EXP, when you could run to the nearest fight and, you know, get nearly 10 times as much as that EXP just from hitting a few people and getting a kill. It makes no sense. They've effectively killed teamwork with these EXP changes. Now, from what I've noticed, a lot of the people that are for these changes are people that are playing on dual servers, where the changes are basically non-existent. You're not going to notice the differences on dual servers. On arena servers and pitch battle, again, the differences there, they're going to be minimal at best. But team deathmatch and conquest is where the changes are having the biggest effect. And I believe Jack X said on the forum, on the thread about it, that these changes aren't going to really harm anybody except for people in public games. Excuse me, but that's where the majority of the player base actually plays. I would wager that at least 99% of the player base are on public servers. That's a very big problem. And the majority of people only play Team Deathmatch and Conquest, where the changes are having the most effect, having the worst effect on everybody. I'll show you the scoreboard here. Look. 9-0, 2,850. What the fuck is he doing? He walked up to me and hit me. So let's go back around. Well, there's a lot of reasons. Like, let's say now that your archer is having a battle with their archer. Let's say we have an archer down here fighting an archer up there. They're shooting each other. Your archer shoots the enemy archer. The enemy archer ducks away to heal up. Your archer doesn't get any EXP. The enemy archer now shoots your archer. Your archer ducks away to heal up. The enemy archer gets no EXP. Then let's say your archer hits their archer again. He ducks away, heals up. Your archer gets no EXP. And after he heals up, if one of the melee classes from your team walks up behind the enemy archer and kills the archer, all the hard work your archer done was for nothing, because your archer now gets no EXP for all the work he had done. It's a very stupid system. Now, think of the casual players. As I was saying, they run up, they hit someone. You know, they're not likely to get a kill. They're not very good. They're not very good. They don't have much skill at the game. They go up, they'd be lucky to get a hit or two on the enemy. The enemy kills them, and the enemy then bandages up. Your player, the lesser skilled player, he gets no EXP. How is this fair? Now, it's like I said, it's not affecting the higher skill players, the more experienced players. It's not affecting us, because regardless of the changes, we're still going to be doing well. We're always going to be up near the top of the scoreboard, scoring high 1,000 scores. It's the reason it's pissing me off is because they put no foresight into this patch. they took the lazy route to dealing with the exploiters. They thought, right, we'll remove this, now they can't farm. But they done it at the expense of everybody else in the game. But when you're dealing with the exploiters and the farmers at the cost of basically screwing over all of your honest and regular players, that is not a good solution to any problem. Now, it may be unintentional, and I know it was unintentional, but the problem still exists. You just made the grind worse for the honest and regular players, because now everyone is gaining EXP at a much slower rate, which, as I said, is not going to affect the higher skilled players as much. It's barely going to affect us at all, but for the lower tier players, it's going to affect them a lot. And there's an archer looking at me. And now, because you are gaining EXP at a much slower rate, are you not now going to gain coin at a slower rate? Now, correct me if I am wrong here, but you need EXP to level up your Valor. And if you're gaining Valor at a much slower rate, you're going to be leveling up your Valor at a much slower rate. And leveling up your Valor gets you bonus coin. So because of these changes, are you not going to be earning Valor and coin at a much slower rate? You know, again, for the more experienced players, for the higher tiered skilled players, this is going to make basically no difference to us, as we're always going to be up around the top. But now, again, for the lower tiered players, for the casuals, the less skilled players, they're going to be earning so little EXP that the coin they earn is also going to be minuscule at best. So let's say, what if they want that shiny new spear? Cosmetic or not is irrelevant. Let's say they want that shiny new sword. Cosmetic or not is irrelevant. It's going to take them much longer than it used to just to get an item now, because of these stupid changes, because a handful of people decided to basically cheat the system to level up. When, in all honesty, them cheating the system to level up to get that fancy new flashy gear before anyone else, it makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. Since it's all cosmetic, it doesn't affect the game any way whatsoever. So, what's the big deal? Now, there are a lot of opinions on this. Overall, from what I've gathered, the majority of the opinion on the EXP changes have been negative. Some people are for it, but then again, some people defend Fart Shark, whatever they do. Did I say Fart Shark? Fat Shark, whatever they do. They agree with every decision they make. Basically, the people who worship the ground they walk on, their opinion, it's too biased, so throw their opinion aside, can't be trusted. Then you have the people who basically trash Fat Shark, whatever they do. Throw their opinion aside, they can't be trusted, they're just trolling. Take everybody else's opinion. Out of everybody else, the majority of the opinion is negative. Some are for it because it has stopped the farming and exploiting, but they don't seem to care about what effect it has had on everybody else. And then you have the elitist assholes, basically the majority of the higher skilled players who just don't seem to give a shit because it has no effect on them and they don't really care about all the other people. And Decoy's response to an argument we were having on the forum is that basically you should feel like you earned leveling up and, you know, gaining the really expensive flashy items, which, yeah, I understand. That's completely understandable. I agree with that. You should feel like you earned it, but really, who cares? It offers no in-game advantage. But now, because of these changes, the lesser skilled players are going to take way too long to get up to the equipment they want. Now, granted, this equipment is going to make no difference to the way they play the game, but another point he made, or that he tried to make, was that perhaps they needed to just learn to play better, that they're playing the game for the wrong reasons. Who's to say what a right or wrong reason is to play a game? We all play games for different reasons. What I play a game for may not necessarily be what you play a game for. Some people, they may get fun out of the game by, you know, getting that flashy new item or making their character look good. Other people are just going to get fun out of the game by killing people or just by playing the game. Me personally, I don't really care. I'd be happy using the ugliest, cheapest equipment possible. I'm just having fun playing the game. But to other people, unlocking that shiny new spear, the cape, that flashy new helmet, that could mean the world to them in a game like this. Just to stand out and look different. And now that they're earning EXP and coin at a slower rate, it's going to take them much longer to get the things they want to help them enjoy the game more. But I just don't agree with these changes. Now, I believe it was Robin, who works at Fat Shark, who said that they took this solution to dealing with the farmers and exploiters because they don't have the resources or the manpower to monitor the servers. Okay, understandable. But that doesn't explain why you took such a bullshitty solution to, you know, dealing with the problem. Decoy asked me for some solutions, and off the top of my head I gave him 2 solutions that could potentially deal with the exploiters and farmers. Solution number 1. The player base, the regular players could screenshot or take video of the exploiters and farmers. Submit those screenshots and videos to Fat Shark, they can review it, go over the logs, and then deal with the farmers and exploiters as they see fit. Is it an ideal solution? No, but let's be honest, how often do you encounter an exploiter or a farmer? They're basically non-existent. They only go to empty servers, where they're not bothering anyone, they're not getting involved, they're not ruining your game. They go to an empty server, they do it on their own. So, it'd be easy to spot them, and to be honest, they're so few and far between that, like I said, I have only ever seen about 5 or 6 of them. Now, I'm not saying they're that few, but from everyone I've talked to, people have only seen a handful of people at most doing the farming and exploiting. So, it's a tiny problem. I'd wager that it's less than 1%, maybe even 0.1% of the population that are actually cheating and exploiting like that. So they took such drastic measures which punish almost every single player in the game just to get at a few people who decided to be jerks, really. Don't go up, Duckling, he's just trying to lure you. Another solution I had was get rid of levels, get rid of experience points altogether. Just get rid of the 2 of them. Keep the score, but get rid of EXP and get rid of levels and keep the coin. So here's what my idea was. Once you've gotten rid of the levels and the EXP, at the end of a level, you add up all the score from everyone on your team. You combine the score, and then you say you divide it by 100 or something, and whatever number you get, that's how much coin you give to everybody on your team. Do the same for the enemy team, and then maybe give the winning team a bonus 50 coin or something. Doesn't even have to be that, just give everyone like a flat 200 coin for competing in the round. You know, something like that, something that stops the farming, stops the exploiting. Again, not an ideal solution, but it's something I came up with off the top of my head when he asked me. Another solution that I believe Rusty on the forum posted last night, a diminishing returns system. Basically, it starts off as 200 for a revive, 250 for a bandage, the way it was. But every time you perform that action, you get less and less EXP. So, let's say 200 for a revive. The second time you revive someone, give 175, so make it go down 25 points. And the next time, maybe have it as 150, and then 125. Just drop it by 25 points every time you do it, until you get down to 25 points and leave it there. That would, you know, like you said, it would satisfy the criteria for all players. It would have minimal effect on the higher tier players. It's not going to make much of a difference to us. But to the average players, the casual players, you know, the lower tier players, that's going to make a big difference to their score and help them enjoy the game. Because at the moment, it's turned into a massive grind for them. If anyone remembers War of the Roses, that was just ridiculous, and nobody wants to see a repeat to that grind. So they need to change the EXP system. Most people do not like the current system. And I'm surrounded by 2 archers here. This is not going to be good. I have a feeling I'm going to die here. Unless I can take out one. Sorry, I'll get back to it in a moment when these guys die, because he's just trying to lure me into that other archer to drop my shield. I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. Let me heal up and I'll get back to them. Hopefully I have the time. Oh, thank God. Get him fallen. Great job. So, you know, another problem people were having with the EXP changes was that Fat Shark held a competition where if you get to level 60 before April 7th, they will add your name to the credits in the game. Now, nice gesture, very nice gesture. They don't have to do that. They didn't have to do that. I scored very badly there, but I played well. I wasn't really focusing on the game. I was more focusing on explaining everything. But the competition they were doing, get to level 60 before April 7th, we put your name in the credits. Lovely gesture. You know, personally, I don't give a shit about it. I don't care if I hit level 60 or not, or getting the credits or not. But there are a lot of people who do seem to care about getting into those credits. Here's why people are complaining about it. All the farmers, the cheaters, the exploiters who basically exploited the system and got to level 60 within a day or two of the beta, like when they let us get up to level 60, they're now in the credits. And as soon as all those cheaters, exploiters and farmers got to level 60, Fat Shark came out with this massive XP nerf, which are affecting a lot of the average and lower tier skilled players who now have absolutely no hope of making it to level 60. And they done this nerf mid-event after all of the exploiters, you know, got up to level 60 and got their reward, so to speak. So again, punishing the innocent player while rewarding the cheaters and the farmers. Not their intent. I understand that. Not their intent at all, but it's what they've done. So, what's the solution here? You know, continue to screw over the regular honest player accidentally, but screw them over nonetheless? Or what? Scrap the competition, which is just going to piss a lot of people off who put in all the time and effort to try and level up, or just put everyone in who contributed or played in the beta. Seems like the fairest solution, but they probably won't do that. And I understand why they rolled out these changes. They wanted to find a method to stop farmers, and they needed to test it before the game's gone live, but the majority of the people do not like these changes. I know I don't like these changes. I personally hate these changes, even though it's going to make absolutely no effect to me. It's going to make no difference to me, but I still hate these changes nonetheless, because I don't care about just myself. Think about everyone who... Oh my god, that's the second time he's killed me. These changes are affecting a lot of people. Oh, I'm going to die again. I'm not off to a good start here, am I? So, I mean, let's go over it all again. Just summarize. Less bandage, less revive, no EXP for killing a squad leader, no EXP on hit. The casual player and the lower tier player are the ones being mostly affected by this. They're being negatively affected massively by this. The higher skilled players are seeing absolutely no change. Casual players, lower tier players are suffering greatly, and the game is turning into a massive grind for them. It's just unacceptable. And the people just telling them they're playing for the wrong reasons, they need to learn how to play, they're not fighting enough. What right do you have to say they're not playing correctly, that they're playing, you know, they're not playing it properly? Just because they're not as good as you are doesn't mean they're not playing the game properly. It just means that everyone's playing the game in a different way. They're not as skilled as you, sure, but they're still contributing to the team in other ways. I mean, I don't understand these changes. The changes are stupid, they're unacceptable in my opinion, and they need to be changed back. At least Fat Shark need to admit they made some sort of mistake and, you know, tweak the system to give more EXP for bandages and revives. I still think Rusty's solution is the best, the diminishing returns. It's by far the best solution I've heard so far. It benefits everybody. Wow, 3 damage by throwing my sword into him. That was quite pathetic. Quite pathetic. So, and it's not just the EXP that people leveling up that I'm worried about. It has really harmed teamwork. A lot of people just won't bandage or revive anymore. It's just not worth their time. Like, say we had a teammate dead there. A lot of people would try and rush out to help him, to save him, but... You know, because it's now only worth 25 EXP, Why would you rush out, put your neck on the line and become an arrow magnet for 25 EXP? Because odds are you're just going to get killed for it now. When it was 250 EXP, or sorry, 200 EXP, it was kind of worth it. You know, you'd be willing to put yourself on the line for it. That's the third time Half Troll has killed me. So, I've ranted and raved about the changes enough. I mean, my opinion on it is quite clear. Despite the fact that it's not affecting me, I still hate these changes because it's affecting a lot of the people in the game quite negatively. And anyone who's saying that they need to learn to play, they need to improve, they're playing the game for the wrong reasons, all I can say to you is, who the hell do you think you are? What right do you have to say someone's playing a game incorrectly? Everyone plays games for different reasons. Your reasons are not their reasons. You might play just to have fun and kill people. They might play because they want that flashy, shiny gear to look good. Especially for the lower tier players who gain coin and EXP slower than everyone else. Getting those pieces of gear will feel like a massive accomplishment. It makes them feel great just to get that shiny gear they worked hard for. With the higher tier players, we're going to get that stuff in days. Maybe even a day. Possibly even a matter of hours at the rate of, you know, how quickly we get EXP. So it's not making a difference to us. And I've had people complain to me saying, oh, you're only doing because you're missing out on EXP. I'm missing out on sweet fuck all. I don't care. These changes are, you know, virtually non-existent to me. I'm not doing this for myself. I don't care. You know, like I said, I'd be happy with the ugliest looking equipment in the game. I just have fun playing the game regardless of what equipment I'm using. Because back in the days of War of the Roses, when they started tweaking a lot of the weapons, making changes to archery, which is what I played the most in War of the Roses, I stayed silent on all of those changes, and a lot of the people I played with stayed silent on it as well. And we were talking to each other in game quite often about how much we disliked the, you know, we disliked the changes. We'd stay silent publicly, but talk to each other in the game about it. We'd never voice our concerns about it on the forums or anything. And because we never voiced our concerns about the changes, nothing was ever done about it. We just got stuck with it. So maybe if we actually voiced our concerns about it, things would have changed back to the way they were. Who knows? But staying silent about it is not the way to go if you don't like a system. You have to tell them you don't like it. And Moo, the community manager, when I was voicing my concerns, giving him my feedback on why I think this is a bad system, the new EXP system is bad, he basically told me that, well, maybe you shouldn't be playing a work in progress, maybe you should just wait until release. What the hell kind of response is that from a community manager? What exactly would that accomplish? Not playing the game because it's a work in progress and to wait until release? What would that accomplish? What, I leave now with a system I dislike only to come back at release to find the exact same system still in place? You know, what's staying silent accomplished in this case? Absolutely nothing. I thought the whole purpose of, you know, a work in progress, early access was that to give the developers your feedback and offer them suggestions on the changes that they've made to help make the game better. But because my opinion was a negative one, he didn't seem to want my opinion. He didn't seem to want my feedback. You know, stupid response to give from a community manager. So I just hope, like, what does everyone else think? Let me know, what does everyone else think? Because honestly, from what I've gathered from talking to people in the game, the overall opinion is a negative one. Stay down. I need a shield. Where did my shield go? Cap it, guys. Cap it. Ah. Get him up. So I just don't like these changes for many reasons I stated. It's potentially screwing a lot of teammates over out of a lot of EXP. That is not good. It is massively screwing over the lower tiered, average tiered, and the casual players, again, that is not good at all. It's damaging teamwork, it's hurting teamwork, it's discouraging teamwork. But people are selfish. A lot of people are selfish, and I would rather have them to help me for selfish reasons than not help me at all. Because at the moment, people are just running past you, running over you, not helping you because it's just not worth their time to help you. So, honestly, what does everyone think? Do you like the changes? Do you dislike the changes? You know, can you see both sides of the argument? What do you feel about it? Because if you don't like the changes, say something. Make them change it back. Because if you don't say anything and you dislike these changes, we're just going to be stuck with it. Because I don't want them to keep nerfing things like this now. It will lead down a very dark path if this is the way they go with it. Because like I said, if the exploiters find another way, and they will, believe me, they will find another way to exploit and cheat the system to gain EXP. If someone wants to cheat, they're going to cheat and you cannot stop them. That's a losing battle. Every time, that is a losing battle. So what? Say the farmers, the exploiters, the cheaters, they find another way to farm EXP. What are Fat Shark going to do then? Are they going to nerf that method of getting EXP? Like I said earlier, they could just do insta-kills, bring a two-handed axe and just insta-kill each other. Two-handed axe with hard hitter, insta-kill. There we go. Easy 250, 350 EXP. Slower than the old method they use for farming EXP, yes, but still very, very effective and very, very quick. So if people start doing that, are Fat Shark going to start nerfing the EXP you get for insta-kills? What's that going to do? That's just going to harm the honest regular player even more. So, like I said, it leads down a very, very dark path of constant nerfs. And if they do the insta-killing method, that gets nerfed. What then after they find another method of farming EXP? Is that form of gaining EXP going to be severely nerfed too? It's unacceptable. It's a stupid method. It lacked foresight. It was a lazy solution. And it needs to be changed immediately. Because it's simply not good enough. The fact that they thought it was a good idea is just absurd. Team kill. Thank you, Rabbit. Accidental, but no worries. 13 and 6. Not great. So, like I said, guys, what do you think about these changes? I've stated my opinion in-game quite a lot, on the forum quite a lot. I've been very, very vocal about this. I strongly disagree with these changes. So, just let me know, what do you all think? Do you like it? Are you for it? Are you against it? Do you see both sides of the argument? You know, let me know in the comments, on the forum, in-game. Just, you know, don't stay silent if you don't like the changes. Say something. Speak up. Make them change it back. Looks like we're going to lose this one. 2 games in a row lost. We've got an archer. There we go. Mine. You're not taking it, Viking. And like I said, there are a lot of people just blindly defending these changes. Which that I cannot understand with. I mean, I know why. They seem to like the fact that it stopped farmers, but they just don't seem to understand, or they're not willing to accept the fact that while yes, it has stopped farmers, that much we all concede, that much we all agree with, it has had a negative effect, a massive negative effect on the overall player base of the game. Ah! God damn it, that backfired. That backfired greatly. That backfired greatly. I'm gonna die. Unbelievable. That really, really backfired. I probably should not have tackled him. I should have just left him run. So we've lost this one big time. You finally let me respawn game. Thank you so much. Wow. I am not playing well at all this round. So, I mean, does anybody else have solutions they could do to fix this? Like, my solutions: get rid of EXP, get rid of levels, make it so that it's coin only, give everyone in the game coin based on, or the same amount of coin based on the score your team got overall. Maybe just let us report the exploiters and then Fat Shark can deal with them. Or Rusty's solution of diminishing returns. Does anybody else have solutions that they could do that doesn't involve, you know, greatly screwing over the majority of the player base with EXP nerfs? That guy teleported. I need to move away here. I'm gonna die again. I know it. I'm gonna die. Because that Soto guy, he's sliding, slightly teleporting whenever he moves. I don't think he knows where I went. Surely he must be able to hear me bandage. Alright, come on, Bello. Move the fuck up, Bello. See, look. And no EXP because of hits, and they're... You know, say you run into a large group of enemies, you started swinging wildly like that, you were... You know, you done a ton of damage to everyone, but you got no kill, and then you got killed. You were basically then just robbed of all that EXP you would have gotten before. That's absurd. And I believe Fox, someone called 1LT Fox or something on the forum, he posted earlier that, or he basically compared the farming and exploiting to people on dual servers. Like, what's the difference? They fight one-on-one, they then bandage and revive each other. Is that not exactly what exploiting was? What's the difference because it has dual in the name of the server? Is that why it's acceptable and people who do it elsewhere isn't? So he raised a very good point. I can see the point he was making. It's a good point. And a lot of the people that are, you know, kind of defending the changes are people who play on the dual servers who are seeing absolutely no change in this. Oh, did you really not see me? Ah! Got lucky when I killed him there. Ah! Half troll again. I think he's killed me more than anyone else now. So I think Fox was raising a pretty good point there, comparing it to the dual servers, but at the same time I can kind of see the flaw in his logic, because while it's somewhat similar, it's not exactly the same. In the dual server, the loser isn't getting any EXP. It's basically, you fight, you're not just constantly swinging, you're actually having a proper fight, you're blocking, you're parrying, you know, you're stopping a lot of their attacks. A duel could go on for minutes before one person wins and one person loses, whereas the farmers, you know, they just sit back in a corner, hit bandage, hit bandage, hit bandage. That's where the kind of flaw in his argument comes in. But overall, yeah, I can kind of see where he was going with it. I can kind of see the point he was trying to make. Come on, push down, take down the archers, let our team push up. Right, Soto. Oh, come on. My character kept putting his sword in and out. Kept sheathing it. That screwed me. At least I pushed them away. Bello, that is a very stupid place to stand in. So just let me know, what are your solutions to this? Do you have any solutions? Do you have any methods that would be better for dealing with the farmers and exploiters? Do you like the new system? Do you hate the new system? Just don't stay silent. Let them know. Voice your opinion on it. Personally, I hate it. That is well documented. Despite not affecting me in any way whatsoever, I hate it. I will kill you before it's over. God damn it. I wanted my revenge at least once on him. Here, heal me up, Chado. Things like that, teamwork like that now is such a rare occurrence because of these EXP changes. Oh shit, I think I hit a teammate there. Oh shit. Sorry, Fallen. My bad. My bad. 23 and 9, I picked up the pace at the end there despite doing very, very little, not even concentrating on the game. So guys, just, do you like the changes? Do you not like the changes? What about it do you like? Don't you like? Do you see both points of the argument? Do you have any better solutions for dealing with it? You know, let me know. And I'm done ranting and raving about this. Despite hating the changes, I'm going to continue playing the game and enjoying the game, because I just have fun playing the game. A lot of people are really disliking these changes, and I'm speaking out on their behalf. They hate the changes. It's screwing them over big time. The lesser skilled players have come out of this basically with a kick in the balls, and that's just unfair. That's why I don't like it. It's unfair to them. It's put them at a massive disadvantage, and I just don't think that's acceptable. It's completely unacceptable, and I don't want this to turn into another grind like War of the Roses. Sure, a lot of young people, a lot of students, they have the time to put into a massive grind like that. They have the hundreds of hours to put in to hit the cap level, but other people don't. The casual players, they don't have that time. What about, you know, the lower skill players, the average skill players, the players who are ending every round with a bad score or not so great score? You know, do they have the time? It's going to take them much longer. It might take, say for argument's sake, it takes 50 hours for a higher tiered player to hit the cap level, and that's with us scoring between what, 7 to 20,000 points per round. Now think of the lower tiered players who are now going to be earning between 1 to 3,000 points per round. If they play the same amount of time as, you know, they play as often as as when the higher tier players, it's going to take them 3, 4, maybe even 5 times longer just to get there. That's just not good enough. These changes are absolutely stupid. They didn't think it through properly. The changes are not good enough. It's unacceptable to me. And like I said, people have put in 4, 5, 6, 700 hours into War of the Roses and never even hit the cap level. That is just ridiculous. Do they really expect people to put that much time in it again? Especially considering all of the unlocks are just cosmetic. They make absolutely no difference to the gameplay. The weakest items are just, or the cheapest items I should say, are just as good as the most expensive items. So, you know, why is it taking so long? Why do they want it to be such a massive grind to get those items when they make no difference to the gameplay? And people may be saying now, because of that, well, if they're just cosmetic, if they're just fluff, what difference does it make if they get them or not? Like I said earlier, items like those could make the world of difference to some people. Me personally, like I said, I'll use the cheapest, ugliest equipment possible and I will still have fun. Like my scummy little Viking character, the cheapest, the worst equipment in the game, the ugliest looking equipment. I have a lot of fun playing with that character, despite what he looks like, despite the equipment he's using, because I just have fun playing the game. There are some people where cosmetic, standing out, getting the flashy item, the flashy cape, the flashy helmet and all, makes the world of difference to them, and it's just unfair on people like that, and it's unfair on the lower skilled players, the casual players, and I don't agree with these changes. So, and I just don't agree that it's discouraged teamwork. That's one thing I really hate about it. It's really discouraged teamwork. Like I said, dual servers, it's had no effect. Arena and pitch battle, it's had minimal effect, but team deathmatch and conquest, teamwork has suffered greatly, and that's just very, very stupid. It's unacceptable. There was absolutely no thought or foresight put into this patch other than, oh look, it's going to stop the farmers from bandaging and reviving, even though they're obviously going to find another way to farm and exploit eventually. They always do. You want to cheat, they're going to cheat. And that's that. It doesn't matter what anti-cheat system you use, what measures you put in place to stop them. They will find a way. It's a losing battle. 10 times out of 10, you are going to lose that battle. They're wasting their time, and all they're doing is punishing the honest, regular player for it. It's unacceptable. So, like I said, let me know what you think, for it, against it, any solutions, anything they can do. Just voice your opinion, either it's positive or negative, just voice your opinion, and hopefully we can get them to change it back so that the casual player, the lesser skilled players, and the average players actually have a chance of leveling up at a somewhat decent pace and feel like they're actually accomplishing something in the game. So that's me. I'm done ranting and raving about this. I've said everything I've had to say about it in game, in this video, on the forums. I've said it everywhere, so I'm done. Thanks for watching, guys.